What is the meaning of life? A question we have all asked ourselves before. I've always been perplexed with this question as it is complex and quite subjective. Everybody may have a different answer for it, but this is a question I want to explore in our film.
Hi, my name is Richard and I'm the director for our short film Martyn. Before we get into the details of our film, I'd like to first give you a little bit of background on our production company. We are the Experienced Machine Productions and we are dedicated to creating meaningful stories that provide commentary on our human nature. Through our narrative productions, we strive to address the themes of existentialism and our human desperation to seek identity. Our debut film Martyn looks at the human tendency to seek instant gratification and indulgences into temporary pleasures that lead to harsh consequences, with a cult twist. Nobody has the right one answer to the impossible question of finding fulfillment. However, we strongly believe in making films that speak directly to this feeling, and we hope to provide some sort of insight and discourse to these ideas.
Martyn is about an existentially troubled man that has lost all hope for a better future. He meets this self-proclaimed spiritual healer, Dr. Virgil, that gives him a mystical eye drop cure that will take away all of his pain. He calls it the elixir. Becoming addicted to the vivid dreams that the elixir shows him, Martyn becomes obsessed with obtaining this position of power and gaining divine control over people. Slowly, he forms a group of people that have suffered just like him, and he begins to indoctrinate them into his own cult-like group that use the elixir as his form of divine guidance to free themselves from poverty and strife. As he rises above this group of people, Dr. Virgil clinically analyzes Martyn throughout the film and observes him as he descends further into his greed and lust for power. The themes we're tackling in this story are just what Richard described. We want to explore Martyn's desire for fulfillment and this false reality that he pursues, thinking that it'll give him happiness. We want to create a story about someone that could be real, someone that could be one of us, and we want to give our take on the life questions that all of us have tried or try to answer at some point in our lives.
Martyn will have a very distinctive visual style that reflects the themes and tones of the story. The lighting and color of the film with an overall green tint with desaturated yellows, similar to films like Fight Club and The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. The camera work will be extremely intimate with Martyn, getting close and personal with him to lock the audience into his headspace. A big part of this intimacy will be the shots of Martyn's eyes and the different emotions they reflect throughout the film. As Dr. Virgil puts it, the eyes let you see into a person's soul, and that's exactly what we're going with our visuals.
The soundtrack for Martyn will tell a sonic tale. Through discrete sound design and progressive psychedelic music, we will encapsulate the existential crisis Martyn is facing. By drawing inspiration from Pink Floyd's ambient and experimental qualities, along with Led Zeppelin's use of rock and symphonic elements, this will provide us with a wide palette of instrumentation, genre, and soundscapes that can support the many themes that take place. Some highlights of the soundtrack include a classical piece by Franz Liszt and a synthesized leitmotif that signifies the use of the elixir. Our end goal is to tell a story through a progressive soundtrack that sets the tone for each scene of the film and satisfies the deeper meanings behind the story.
We are planning to shoot on location around the Greater Toronto area in environments that emphasize the themes and feelings of the story. Some examples of areas that we're planning to shoot at include a warehouse or an open, abandoned-looking building, 2 medium-sized apartment spaces that look more old-fashioned or outdated, a forest clearing with lots of light, a retail store or office space, a convenience store, a recreation center or gymnasium, as well as the streets of Toronto.
We plan to complete the production in 7 shooting days. We will be shooting based on location availability and proximity to other locations to maximize our efficiency and minimize the amount of time we have to spend shooting, making it easier for everyone involved. Since the majority of the script takes place in 2 locations, these 2 specific shooting days will be longer than the rest. We will be providing meals and snacks for cast and crew and ensuring that proper time is allotted towards break and rest.
With completion of the shoot begins our post-production phase that works throughout November and December. This phase of production includes editing, audio post, graphics, color grading, final cut edits, and a screening. The execution of these steps helps guide the production into its final form, allowing for a smooth operation and release of the film. The first edit assembly and audio post will begin immediately after the shoot is complete, followed by graphics and color grading to be finished by the end of November. We then aim for our final cut to be ready by early December and for the film to be screened in the new year.
Each member of Experience Machine Productions will contribute to Martyn, investing a total of $3,000. We'll also start an Indiegogo to fundraise the remainder of the budget. Our goal is to raise $400 each for a total of $3,200. Hence, the budget for Martyn is $6,200. Our budget will mainly be spent on equipment that we'll be sourcing from outside the EDC, our art department, transportation, and unit expenses such as meals and water. We'll be applying for scholarships and grants to improve the quality of our production and entering festivals in 2022. We'll also be reaching out to potential sponsors in hopes of lowering unit and transportation expenses.
Marketing is a quintessential part of any movie, and when you're talking about a deranged everyman turned cult leader, it's no question that you have to use some creative ways to spread the word. While we won't be indoctrinating anybody into a real cult, Experience Machine aims to create an immersive marketing campaign to capture the community here in Toronto, as well as expand beyond local borders on social media. The first step will be to create discussion around the movie using guerrilla marketing, namely, using cutting-edge marketing techniques designed to create a discussion. You'll find more details on guerrilla marketing in the marketing/PR section of our pitch Bible. Speaking of which, it's important for us to highlight our target demographic. For Martyn, we'll primarily be targeting 18 to 24-year-old male post-secondary students as our primary demographic, with female post-secondary students of the same age range as our secondary demographic. We determine these demographics through careful analysis of real-life movie industry demographics, as well as using comparisons from other projects of a similar tone to Martyn. Given our target demographics, social media is going to play a huge role in the marketing campaign. Between promoted posts on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Snapchat, we plan to leverage as many social media tools at our disposal as possible.
We're the best people to produce the story of Martyn because of our commitment not only to the production, but to each other. Each member of Experience Machine Productions has proven to be qualified in their leading role through hard work, dedication, and our willingness to collaborate and work off each other's ideas. Each of us has been fully invested in this project since we joined the team back in February, and we will continue to give forward the same energy throughout the year of development and production.
And that is the end of our presentation. We still plan on continuously developing our film throughout the summer in order to make it as best as possible. We are extremely excited to go into production next semester and then finally having the opportunity to screen it for everybody to watch. Thank you for listening.